Hey, how you doing? This is Adam Post, publisher of more than 1,000 comic books and marketing expert covering Disney. Disney humiliated, judge totally dismisses lawsuit against Florida. Let's get into the story. Before we do, please be sure you are subscribed to the channel. Click the bell for notifications. Give me a thumbs up. I really appreciate you guys. Ron DeSantis wins one Disney suit against Florida governor tossed by judge. Quote, will not end here, according to Disney. This is the most ridiculous lawsuit I have nearly ever heard of. There are a lot of crazy lawsuits out there. This was a lawsuit that Disney filed against Florida, saying that their First Amendment rights were violated because since they attacked the state of Florida for passing a law to protect children, Disney had the unlimited right, they claim, to go after the state, attack the law. Remember, the state represents the people of the state. The state is a sovereign entity. It's not like one company dealing with another company. And it's not just Disney versus the governor. It's Disney versus the entire legitimately elected government of Florida, who said, no, you can't just attack our state. You can't attack our laws. You can't attack our children or the parents of those children. If you do, you're going to lose your special privileges that other companies don't get. And that was their special district in Florida that Disney used to be able to run like its own government. Disney's bad behavior is what created this problem for Disney. It wasn't something Florida went out looking to do. Tell me why, when Jonathan Majors does nothing to Disney, didn't attack Disney, didn't start trouble with Disney, but got himself arrested and convicted on an assault, why does he get punished? Why does he lose his opportunity to work with Disney anymore? Because he damages Disney's reputation if they associate with someone who got arrested for assaulting his girlfriend. That's why Disney, almost immediately when the verdict came down, got rid of John Majors, even though he was supposed to be a major upcoming star for Marvel. What's good enough for John Majors is good enough for Disney. John Majors can work wherever he wants, but right now he's not going to have the opportunity to work for Disney. That's not a violation of Jonathan Majors' civil rights. That's consequences for Jonathan Majors' behavior. Disney gets the same. Coming from Politico, this is what Disney did. DeSantis revokes Disney's special status after the Don't Say Gay opposition. Florida Republicans, these are elected officials that represent the people of the sovereign state of Florida, leveled the punishments on Disney largely over the company's opposition to the parental rights bill that DeSantis signed the month before. Disney never lost the right to object to this bill. They can object to it as a law. They can say, as they did, they want to openly fight the state of Florida and families and the children of Florida to get this law repealed. That's what they said they were going to do. They can do that. But at the same time, don't go asking for any favors from the state of Florida, like having your own special district. The special district is not something that everyone in the state of Florida is entitled to. They're not even a resident company of Florida. They're based out of California. Disney's free speech rights were not limited by Florida in any way. But Disney, like Jonathan Majors, was held accountable. This is what a special district is. From CNN, why Disney has its own government in Florida and what happens if that goes away. It's gone away now. Literally, Disney was granted the opportunity as a guest of the state and the people of Florida to operate their own government. It was called the Reedy Creek Improvement District. Here's what Disney lost by opening their big mouths and attacking the state of Florida. What is Reedy Creek? Reedy Creek is the name for the Reedy Creek Improvement District, a special purpose district created by state law in May 1967 that gives the Walt Disney Company governmental control over the land in and around its Central Florida theme parks. The district sits southwest of Orlando. Not anymore, it doesn't. They've lost this district. At the time, the land was little more than uninhabited pasture and swamp, according to Reedy Creek's website. With the special purpose district, Disney took over responsibility for providing municipal services like power, water, roads, and fire protection, but were also freed from dealing with legal red tape or paying taxes for services that benefited the broader public. According to Richard Fogelsong, the author of the book Married to the Mouse, Walt Disney World in Orlando, Disney had previously had issues with the government of Anaheim, California at its Disneyland park, completed a decade earlier. With those issues in mind, Disney pushed for a special purpose district in Florida that would give the company the ability to self-govern. Self-govern is what it sounds like. Literally, the company had its own government in Florida. In exchange, Florida became the home base for Disney World and its millions of tourists. Quote, Florida needed Disney more than Disney needed Florida, Vogelsong told CNN. Today, the Reedy Creek Special District encompasses about 25,000 acres in Orange and Osceola counties, including 4 theme parks, 2 water parks, 1 sports complex, 175 lane miles of roadway, 67 miles of waterway, and the cities of Bay Lake and Lake Buena Vista, its website says. Quote, the cooperation and commitment between the Reedy Creek Improvement District and Walt Disney World Company is as strong today as it was when the district was created in 1967, according to the Reedy Creek website. The result is an example of how a working partnership between business and government can be prosperous for both sides. And this is the opportunity that Disney blew up. They had such permission for self-government. They had the right to add their own airport. Disney even had the right to create their own nuclear power plant and self-govern it within their special district. They blew all of this. Coming from Deadline, Ron DeSantis wins one Disney suit against Florida governor tossed out by judge. Donald Trump can beat Ron DeSantis, but it turns out the Walt Disney Company can't. A federal judge just dismissed the Bob Iger-run corporation's First Amendment lawsuit against the Florida governor and failed GOP presidential candidate. A federal judge just dismissed the Bob Iger-run corporation's First Amendment lawsuit against the Florida governor. Quote, after a hearing and having carefully considered the parties' arguments, I now grant both motions, wrote United States District Judge Allen Winsor Wednesday, nearly 2 long months after said hearing. The Central Florida Tourism Oversight District Board, the group that now oversees a swath of Central Florida where Walt Disney World sits, was also a defendant in the case, along with DeSantis and a number of top members of his administration. Quote, in short, Disney lacks standing to sue the governor or the secretary, and its claims against the CFTOD defendants fail on the merits because when a statute is facially constitutional, a plaintiff cannot bring a free speech challenge by claiming that the lawmakers who passed it acted with a constitutionally impermissible purpose, the judge added. But it ain't over for Disney. Quote, this is an important case with serious implications for the rule of law, and it will not end here, a spokesperson for the company told Deadline this morning. Quote, if left unchallenged, this would set a dangerous precedent and give license to states to weaponize their official powers to punish the expression of political viewpoints they disagree with. We are determined to press forward with our case. Of course they're going to file an appeal, and of course they're going to lose that appeal. What gives Disney the right to fire John Majors? He didn't hurt Disney. All he did was unfortunately assault a woman. Why should he lose a contract with Disney? It's not like he punched Bob Iger. What's the problem? Well, the problem is Disney has the freedom to associate with people within the limits of what's comfortable for Disney, and that's in their contracting. It's not like Disney is an accountable government either. They're just a public company. Why should John Majors lose opportunities for moral reasons, but Disney not lose opportunities for moral reasons? Especially when you're talking about them potentially being able to run their own nuclear power plant. I wouldn't trust the Disney people to do that. I don't know why the state of Florida ever would. Central Florida Tourism Oversight District Chairman Martin Garcia, however, is ready to move on. Quite, I'm delighted to see that this lawsuit, which was nothing more than a distraction, is now behind us, he said in a statement provided to Deadline. Our board and the district will now continue to make the appropriate changes to operate and function as an independent government agency to promote transparency and accountability while bringing more prosperity to more people in Florida. Being that Judge Winsor tossed the case today without prejudice, Disney can take another swing at DeSantis with another suit, which they almost certainly will. At the same time, an irony probably not lost on the company, the same judge denied DeSantis and gang's move to have the nearly 1-year-old lawsuit dismissed last September because Disney filed an amended complaint centering on constitutional issues, the same issues that saw the matter thrown out today. All of this is a delay tactic for Disney. Their plan is, let's delay this as long as possible. Maybe DeSantis will not be there as governor anymore by the time the lawsuits go through. Maybe the legislature will have a change of heart and be able to give them back a special district. In the meantime, if Disney was just to straight up to admit to the board of directors, to the stockholders, to the stock market. Look, we've really got no chance at this, which they really don't, but we've really got no chance at this. We lost the special district. It's not coming back. That is a massive loss for Disney. Already, they've really lost a lot of control of what they could have done for future plans. Yes, they've announced they're going to invest more money in Florida, but losing having their own private government in Florida is really a major screw up and a major loss for Disney. The value of it is really incalculable. You can't go and just easily get another special district in another state or in Florida, or just pick up your theme parks and go move them over to Arizona or Texas or New York or wherever you want to. You can't just move theme parks. So now Disney has to have a very careful and respectful relationship with the state of Florida and the people that are running the new version of the special district, because they don't control it anymore. Even so, it's going to wind up costing them additional money in lost business opportunities, lost investment opportunities, and just general operating responsibilities. Costs will definitely go up for them over this. As recently as October, Disney accused the Florida governor and his team of being engaged in ongoing constitutional mutiny for targeting the company over its eventual opposition to the Sunshine State's parental rights bill, known by detractors as the Don't Say Gay law. In November, Iger told a high-powered New York City crowd that Disney's suit was about taking a stand for every corporation in today's America. Quote, the question wasn't even about the bill later law. It was about, does a company have a right to free speech? And if it exercises its right to free speech, it should not face retribution. The state, the government, the people of Florida trusted Disney to run its own private government. And Disney is openly, like an insurrection, fighting back at that state, refusing to allow the state to pass its own laws by the elected representatives of that state. Do you see what our future could be if you let companies get away with this kind of arrogance? It's not like Disney bought that portion of the state and the people of Florida decided to sell an island or something to the Disney people. They didn't do that. They gave them a special license to operate. And I haven't seen the contract, but every contract has some kind of limitation on what they can do. But aside from that, the contract is still subject to the state government saying, you know what? No, we don't want to continue this special license to you to operate this special district. It's always subject to the government. Sorry that that's disruptive to Disney, but Disney needs to operate in a more respectful and professional manner and appreciate the state and its people for allowing them to operate a government as a guest of the state. I really could not believe that Disney did this. And I know that the lawyers that are associated with Disney are doing this just to buy time for Bob Iger and the board, because the implication that a private corporation from another state could come into a state, take over government of 25,000 acres in that state, and then refuse to allow the state to take it back under any circumstances, that's impossible. Disney filed the lawsuit last April after DeSantis championed a law to strip the company of control of the special district that covers its theme parks. The governor and other Republican lawmakers lashed out at Disney after the studio came out against the parental rights bill in 2022 when Bob Chapek was briefly in charge of the media giant. In the immediate aftermath, lawmakers moved to dissolve the Reedy Creek Improvement District, the entity that had allowed the company to self-govern its Florida property for more than 50 years. That law was later revised to retain the district but allow the governor to appoint its board members. With Iger's return to the CEO seat in late 2022, the battle with DeSantis was said to be his primary focus, according to sources close to the events. You would think Bob Iger could actually just apologize to the people and the government of Florida and ask under what circumstances could they earn the trust back to go ahead and eventually restore the agreement. Maybe pay a fee, maybe give back some of the land, maybe get a small portion of the land and then earn back more of the land. But no, all of this is just arrogant Bob Iger literally attacking the state and the people of Florida. While Disney is fighting with the state of Florida and Bob Iger is wasting time trying to figure out how to trick the state of Florida into giving him his land back, here's what Universal is doing. This is from The Hollywood Reporter. Universal Orlando Resort unveils Epic Universe Celestial Park, teases Harry Potter How to Train Your Dragon lands. Set to open in 2025, NBC Universal's newest Florida-based theme park will feature 5 immersive lands, which also include the movie monsters inspired dark universe, and the previously announced Super Nintendo world. And you've not seen one article or one story about Universal trying to push an agenda and fighting with the state over its laws protecting children. Apparently, Universal is focused on actually just doing business. Quote, Universal Epic Universe marks a huge transformational moment for Universal Orlando Resort, and it will change everything about our destination. Karen Irwin, President and Chief Operating Officer of Universal Orlando Resort, said in a statement to The Hollywood Reporter, "This will be the exciting culmination of our amazing growth over the past 30-plus years and will transform Universal Orlando into a week-long vacation destination filled with the most thrilling experiences imaginable." Universal has the right idea. Disney does not need to be involved with fighting the state governments where they're allowed to operate. Great news to see Bob Iger humiliated. He needs to get his act together or get the heck out of the company. Let me know what you think of all this in the comments below. Always love to see your ideas. Please be sure you are subscribed to the channel. Click the bell for notifications, give me a thumbs up, and I'll see you again soon with another video. And if I don't see you, I will miss you.